Big muscles that can't run and skinny endurance that can't lift are everywhere, and that's what happens when you train for the mirror instead of for life. A true hybrid athlete physique blends strength and stamina into one solid build that holds up in real life. Walk into a gym and you'll see two types of people who've gone too far in opposite directions, both missing what matters when you step outside of those walls. Take the guy who only lifts heavy. He's eating in a surplus every day, adding weight to the bar every week and tracking progress by how tight his shirt gets. But underneath all that size, you're going to find more fat than he'd like to admit, hips that barely move, shoulders locked up from years of pressing, and cardio so poor that a short sprint leaves him gasping for air. The physique photographs well standing still, but ask him to move fast or sustain effort beyond 6 reps and the whole system falls apart. Building mass without the ability to use it leaves you with strength that only exists on paper. And then there's the runner, who's logging endless miles, who can't handle any resistance work. He stays lean without effort, but the frame lacks shape, shoulders sit narrow, and all that volume eats away at muscle while dragging metabolism down with it. Without ever lifting heavy, his body can't handle load when reality demands it. What looks like fitness becomes just surviving rather than being genuinely capable. Both approaches leave massive holes that show up fast the moment you need your body to do something outside of its narrow training zone. Being a hybrid athlete means you've stopped choosing between strength and endurance and you started developing both simultaneously. You're combining heavy resistance work with aerobic training, explosive intervals, and daily mobility work that keeps your joints healthy. When you train like this, you're developing multiple energy systems at once instead of just focusing on one. The results go way beyond what you see in the mirror. You're building strength that translates to real movement, an aerobic base that keeps you going, power that explodes when needed, and mobility that prevents breakdown. Your metabolism stays high from carrying muscle, hormones stay balanced because you're not overtraining in one direction, and recovery happens faster because the systems support each other. The physique sends a clear message. Muscles show without looking bloated. Your face stays defined. Your shoulders develop width while your waist stays tight, and you carry athletic density instead of bulk or fragility. What you see matches what your body can actually do, whether that means lifting heavy, running hard, or lasting through demands that would break most people. But here's the catch. Most people try doing everything at once without structure and just end up exhausted and mediocre across the board. Your body responds differently to different training stimuli. Lifting weights activates pathways that tell muscles to grow stronger, while long cardio sends efficiency signals that prioritize endurance and lighter body weight. You throw both of those at your body too close together and the endurance work starts canceling out your strength gains. The solution comes down to timing. Keep at least 6 hours between strength and cardio sessions, or ideally do them on separate days. If you combine them, always lift first and run second. Strength builds the foundation, cardio develops the engine, but they need separation to work properly. Most people do cardio completely wrong and it costs them results. They get stuck doing medium effort work that feels productive but just piles up fatigue, slows recovery, and barely improves capacity. The better approach flips this. About 80% of cardio should feel easy, the kind of pace where you could hold a conversation. Think of relaxed jogging, incline walking, or steady cycling for 45 to 60 minutes. This builds your aerobic base, teaches fat burning, and strengthens your heart without wrecking recovery. The other 20% needs to be genuinely hard. Sprints, steep hills, short bursts where you're pushing near max for 15 to 20 minutes total. This develops explosive power, pushes VO2 max higher, and creates capacity that shows when you need to move fast. Easy work builds lasting endurance, hard intervals build explosive power, and together, they make you ready for any physical demand. Okay, everything falls apart without a solid strength foundation because muscle does more than look good or help you lift heavy things. You need 3 to 4 lifting sessions weekly, built around movements that matter. Squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, and pull-ups. Focus on getting stronger over time while keeping total volume controlled. Muscle protects your metabolism from dropping as you age. It keeps testosterone elevated, supports joints from wearing out, increases bone density, improves insulin sensitivity, and slows the aging process. Cardio builds the engine, but muscle builds the chassis that everything else depends on. When you train this way, you move with power, carry heavy loads without breaking down, sprint effectively when needed, and age without becoming fragile. You can build massive strength, but without proper mobility, you're counting down to an injury that'll take it all away. Too many lifters ignore mobility until something hurts, building years of dysfunction into their patterns. Spending 10 to 15 minutes daily on hip mobility, shoulder range, thoracic rotation, and breathing keeps your body functioning correctly. This goes beyond stretching to feel loose. Think of it as training insurance. Proper mobility maintains joint health, cleans up lifting mechanics, cuts injury risk dramatically, improves force transfer, and changes how you carry yourself daily. When you move well consistently, your strength doesn't just work for this year, it carries you through decades without falling apart. When these elements come together the right way, everything falls into place beyond simply stacking workouts. Strength forms the foundation, and easy cardio builds lasting endurance without wearing you down. High-intensity intervals add power bursts, and mobility keeps everything running smoothly. You end up lean but dense, capable of sustained effort, hormonally balanced, structurally sound, and ready for anything. This goes beyond lifting bigger or running faster. You're creating a physique that performs when it matters, moves efficiently, and recovers quickly. Every session gets made with purpose, and that purpose shows in both appearance and capability. For sustainable results, you need a framework that balances everything. Aim for roughly 2 lifting days per cardio day, typically 3 to 4 strength sessions and 2 to 3 conditioning sessions weekly. Most cardio sits in the 45 to 60 minute easy zone, with 1 high-intensity session of sprints or hills for 15 to 20 minutes. This keeps you strong and conditioned without overloading any system, developing a physique that looks powerful and moves with efficiency. One major advantage shows up in your hormones and metabolism. Excessive endurance crushes testosterone over time, while losing muscle tanks metabolism and leaves you fragile. A hybrid strategy maintains power and efficiency by striking a balance between strength and cardio. While smart cardio strengthens your heart without wearing you down, your muscles protect metabolism and keep energy systems responsive. By managing training intensity and volume, you work hard without harming your hormones, your metabolism, or your performance. The final piece reaches beyond the gym and shapes how you think about training and your body. Bulking, trimming, or hitting statistics aren't important to a hybrid athlete. He trains to be resilient, strong, and prepared for any challenge life may present. Every session builds strength, endurance, and resilience, not just for sport, but for family, daily demands, and long-term health. Performance matters more than photos, and preparation becomes part of who you are. This shift changes both your body and how you approach challenges, giving you quiet confidence from knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way without question. You're not chasing looks. You're building strength, you're building power, and you're building endurance that will work everywhere, not just when you're at the gym. So stay capable, stay strong, and subscribe to keep your body performing at its best.